Hello and welcome to this video, which is all about your first initial contact or consultation. So you may have found me on Google or on my website, hypnotherapyeckington.com, and you may be thinking what to do next. So maybe you could just give me a call. So when you ring me, if I didn't answer the phone to you, it's probably because I'm with a client. So you can leave a text message and just perhaps leave a time or a day when it might be convenient for me to call you back. So on that initial phone call, we will probably discuss your reasons for wanting to seek some help using clinical hypnotherapy or some of the other services that I offer, like EFT, NLP, law of attraction. I'll probably then ask you if you've had any hypnosis or hypnotherapy before, and if you know what it is. And then we can mutually agree a time to set up a consultation. Now, consultations are all done via the Zoom platform. Now, Zoom is a very easy platform to set up either on your phone, your PC, or your personal computer. You just download the app, and I will send a link to probably WhatsApp or email, depending on what we've decided. And you literally just click that link and it'll take you to the meeting. Now, the initial consultation is completely confidential. The only reason that I would disclose anything is if I was worried about your health, I thought you were suicidal, but I would always do my very best to chat to you first about this, unless it was a complete emergency. So I wouldn't discuss why you're coming to therapy to any family member or friend if they asked. So you can be assured of that. All your notes from your consultation, I keep them in a lock filing cabinet in my room, and there is only me who has the key. Okay, so we have a little chat about confidentiality at the beginning of the consultation, and then you might like to, if you don't actually know who I am, if you've just not been on my website or anything, we might have a bit of a discussion about my qualifications, about hypnosis. So you can have any questions that you might want to ask about it. You can have those ready for the consultation. Now, the consultation lasts around an hour. We have a little chat at the beginning, like I said, and then I'll take some details like name, address, telephone number, your doctor, any medications that you might be on. And then the other questions are around your interests, what you do for a job, things like that, just so that we can get to know each other. Now, throughout the consultation, if you want to ask any questions as we're going along, that's completely fine. That happens quite a lot. So at the beginning of the consultation, people aren't quite sure what to say. But then as we go through the consultation, things might come up. There's other questions around how your brain works, questions around the symptoms that you may be having. So I've got different forms for things like weight reduction or anxiety. And it lasts for around an hour. I do say to people, try to blank out in your diary or give yourself about an hour and a half just in case we go over time. Now, through this consultation, you can ask any questions. I'll try and answer any queries. And then at the end of it, I will tell you what I think and how many sessions, if you decide to book anything with me, how many sessions you may need. I can never be exactly sure on this because it's just everybody's different, but from the information that I've gathered and from what you've told me, I can probably give you a little bit of an idea. Now, most people do need more than one session. Even for things like fears and phobias, I always suggest 2 sessions, because the first session, especially if you've not had any hypnosis or hypnotherapy, can be a little bit of trial and error, me getting to know you, you getting to know how I work, etc. So there may not be a lot of therapy in that first session, but sometimes there is. Everybody's completely different, and I can never predict that, but I will tell you my thoughts at the end of the consultation, and then you can share your thoughts on whether you would like to go away and think about this, whether you would like to book some sessions now, and we can have a chat about that. Also, I do some payment plans on request. So if I always say to prospective clients that if the money side of it is what's stopping you, talk to me, because there is some ways that we can perhaps do 2 sessions in 1 month and 2 in another, depending on your financial circumstances, etc. And I do some other payment plans that are outlined on my website as well. So at the end, like I say, at the end of this, you can either book some sessions. So if you're on a plan, I do recommend that the first 2 sessions are one week, one the week after. Some people like to stick to having 1 session a week on a certain day. So if you want to, we can book those in then. Now, the payments need to be paid at least 48 hours before the start of your first session, and that's paid by bank transfer, and I will send you all the details of that after your consultation, if you decide to book sessions with me then. Also, there is a consent form that will be sent to you that you need to read and sign and send back to me. Now, on this consent form, there's also instructions of your environment for online sessions. So sitting in a nice comfortable chair, somewhere you won't be disturbed, making sure that your doors and your windows are locked, just simple practical things like that, and what happens if connection is broken. So a little bit about that now is that if connection was broken, which it's only happened a couple of times in all the time that I've been working online, then I do put something in the beginning of the session to say that you'll wake up and you'll call me. But if you didn't do that, the worst thing that can happen is you would fall asleep, and I'd just call you a little bit later on, just to make sure that everything's all right, or you can call me or message me. But we can discuss that further if you decide to go ahead with sessions. So I hope this short video has cleared up a few things for people. So if you are thinking of booking some sessions, or if you're thinking of having a consultation to see if your specific thing is something that we could work together on, then please do give me a call on 07807 779 8550, or you can email me on car.taylor65@live.com, or you can contact me through my website hypnotherapyeckington.com, and leave an initial contact on the form on there. So this concludes this first video 1, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to this, and I hope it's cleared up some of the questions that you might be asking around the initial contact and consultation. So I look forward to you listening to the second video, which I will be putting on probably next week, and I hope to hear from you soon if you're interested in the services that I can offer that may just change your life. Thank you.